Hey, we are live, but there's nobody looking at the moment. I'll just
Oh,
give
you
us a
got to
half
share it.
grand. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Simply Spooky. We're in a Thieves Network tonight, and there are four of us. You can see, as Viv said earlier, we're like a big messed up Brady Bunch on here at the moment. But tonight's topic is going to be one that's I don't really. To be honest, I don't understand it, and the reason I don't understand it is because I haven't got the gift. But we're talking about mediumship, so it'd be interesting to hear other people like Viv and Jamie and you do mediumship, Lois?
I wouldn't say that I'm medium. I'd say I'm like empath sensitive. I think to have that sort of gift, you've got to be well skilled, and I'm just not well skilled.
No, that's fair enough. But you're a lot further along than I am, by the sound of it. So it'd be interesting to speak to people that actually have got those abilities because they're so deeply hidden in me. I think they'll never be found. But I'm
I'm
numb
just,
to all sorts of it.
I'm just sharing this page out, so just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, that was no problem. So, Jamie, you've got mediumistic ability. You're a medium yourself, aren't you?
Oh, hang on. I'll mute his mic because he was making a lot of noise.
Can you hear me, Jay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
So, Jay, give us an insight into, because you're a medium yourself, aren't you? So give us a bit of an insight into your abilities and the sort of things that affect you.
I think
Me as well, Chantel.
I'm going to go somewhere quiet so I can. I'll sit under a tree for you.
Lovely. That's a beautiful sky behind you there, Jay. It looks like it's going to pour down, but it looks lovely.
Yeah, mate, it's quite nice. Yeah, so basically, I don't know if anyone knows the story really, but
yeah, go on, Jay. Go on, mate.
So, Viv, well, we started up our ghost group. We went and did an inside on like what stuff to get, what equipment. So we invited Viv and her whole team down, and I went out for a cigarette, and Viv said, "Oh, I'm coming out with you." I was like, "Right, okay." I told her what I was experiencing, like when I was younger, in my grandfather's pub, and then it stopped when I was about 10ish. I didn't see him. It didn't appeal to me. It didn't. And then Viv was reeling things off about my grandfather and one of my good friends that passed away. And then she told me what I was going through at the time. And then it just all come to light. We did our own ghost hunt in Essex, and then Viv.
We've already done that, Viv. You're behind the times.
I'm sorry.
She taught me.
Right, I'm
back.
back.
She taught me how to open up and stuff, and it went through there really, and then I got used to my spirit guide, because when I used to watch Most Haunted in the dark, scaring the Jesus out of me, I used to get static in my hair all the time, and I still get it. I've always had it. I wouldn't say I've always had it, but I've always had that static feeling in my hair. But I still get it now when we go on investigations, But
you want to try washing it with some Dead and Shoulders?
You are.
You want to try washing your hair with Dead and Shoulders?
But,
yeah, go on, mate.
But no, it's quite. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Where you were moving around, mate, because it was making them feel sick.
Oh, okay. Well, I've slowed down now. I've stopped. I'm under a tree.
You are. Go on, mate. Go on, mate.
But yeah, so then I got used to it, kind of thing. I was ringing Viv up for like maybe 2 to 3 hours a couple of nights, she was teaching me what I needed to do next and stuff like that. And then one of the questions I said to Viv, I can like smell, I can hear, and I can see. And most people will get jealous because that's what some of them only got half or 1 or 2. And she said that you will get people jealous because they want all 3. which I was still doubting myself that I still have it. But it has come across that I have, so I'm going to work with it, if you know what I mean. And then I got
Can't hone those skills.
yeah, and then I got taught, and then I was talking to my spirit guide. He come through quite quickly. Well, that previous happened when I was in Liverpool. There was a clipper ship that was in dock, and that's how it all started. Where I saw the gentleman. It was my spirit guide, and he's a Victorian cotton seller. So he's a very well-spoken man. So I know when he's around because he puts a trilby hat across my head. And if I don't listen to him, he bangs like a cane on the floor, so I can hear the 3-4 taps. He's very well spoken, got a lot of money, but he kind of talks to me like I'm a peasant, like back in the day, because I ain't got a lot of money. But it's not him being rude. Do you know
That's
what I
just
mean?
his way.
It's him.
It's just mannerisms.
Yeah, it's just him coming across. Look at me, kind of thing. You know, he wears a 3-piece suit. So like how I can explain it. You know, like the Johnny Walker bottle, the whiskey bottle. That is what my guide looks like.
It's got tails on.
Yeah, he's got the tails. He's got a 3-piece suit. He's got a pocket watch. He's got his collar up and he's got his tie in the middle. So yeah, he's very well spoken. But yeah, he does kind of. If I don't listen to him, he will talk to his nose down at me. If you know what I mean. But no, it's great to still learning. You know, and it's quite an experience sometimes as well, especially like with my new job as well, trying to switch everything off. But I've managed to do that. But even when we go out on investigations, you know, I've managed to not tune in. I've always managed to, you know, otherwise Miss Vivian will slap my face.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
So, but no, it's quite. I'm still learning and quite enjoying it. To be fair.
That's good. That's good.
That's good.
So what about you? Go on, Steve. Sorry, Viv, go on.
Dan, so what do you think about I've noticed in the paranormal everybody wants to be a medium, right? And there's been so many fakers out there because of the ego and the attention. All they want is attention on them, whether it's because they haven't got paranormal equipment and they think this is the only thing I can offer, but they do it so badly and also scare people to the point where when things start going wrong, where is the medium to help them? They haven't got the first clue. So my question is, Dan, do you think there are more fakers as we go on and, you know, more and more people faking mediumship?
I go along. I know Kieran O'Keefe. I do like Kieran O'Keefe, and I do admire him because the man, irrespective of the program that he was associated with, the man put all of that effort and all of that time into his education. So, you know, you're talking about 3 degrees the man's got. So, you know, he's worked hard for them, and I respect that. And I respect people that are good in their field. And to be a parapsychologist, you've got to be good in your field. And I think the thing that he said, which always it resonates with me, he said, they're either one of 3 things. He said, they're either a liar, they're mentally ill, or the third option, he said, of course, you can't get rid of it, he said, is that they actually are talking to the dead. But saying that, I believe, and I'm like him, I believe that a huge swathe of that is lying. Not all of them, because, you know, we know, like you guys and that, you know, and other people that I've met that have got the ability, and they clearly got the gift to communicate with those from another realm. But mostly all I see are people that are carbon copying television, coming out with just generic sayings. And I've seen some readings that, to be honest, it's all Barnum statements. Yeah. So these, you know, things people want to hear. They're telling people things they want to hear. And of course, people buy into that, you know. People want to see the best aspects of themselves. and by feeding somebody that, you're feeding their ego, and they're just going to go along with that and agree with it because that's what the human way of the mind works. But overall, yes, it's a real thing. It's a genuine thing. But as for when you turn up, what annoys me is you turn up and there's 50 people. Just for an example, there's 50 people at an event. 49 of them are mediums. I'm the only one. I'm the only one there generally is not, and I'm the only one that says like, well, you know, I'm not, and I'm happy not being. I am what I am. That's it. You know, you are what you are.
Yeah.
And there are obviously these other aspects to it because it means that you can come at it from both angles. People that have got those abilities and people that haven't got those abilities. You can attack it from two different angles, and then I think you get a level playing field then, and you get a sort of overall. You get a good outcome, I think.
What do you think, Lois?
I mean, you know, I'm the same sort as Dan, right? I would, like, when I go out and ghost hunts, right, I don't do any research whatsoever because the best thing that you can use, and I was always told for the beginning, is your own senses. That's it. The best senses to use are your own. I've been out in ghost hunts, and for me, it doesn't always happen to me, but I can pick up most things. And when I do, then I like to start just spurting it out like it's nothing else on earth. I mean, one ghost hunt that I went on, never been to the place, never researched it, nothing. And I got up the stairs, well, to the first floor, and I felt as though I had to go to the window, but I had this baby, like this. I wanted to shh this baby, and I wanted to walk towards the window. And unbeknown to me, a woman and a baby fell out the window.
Wow.
I didn't know where it even came from. That's the sort of inclines I get. I do development classes with Barry John.
Yeah.
I love my development classes. It helps. It really does.
Yeah.
But I have seen people, and there's one in particular, I don't know, I'm not going to mention any names, but when I start the sentence, you will probably know who I'm talking about. But there's a guy out there that claims he's famous in, is it 20? Well, the number jumps every time. It goes from 28 to 32 to 46 countries in the world, and he's well known and this, that, and the next thing. I think, to be honest, the guy's got a brain injury, so I don't know if that's related in his illusion and things like that. But as Dan says, I mean, there's plenty of good psychics that I've seen. Like I've had a reading off Andy Jones, Barry John. There was somebody else I got a reading that were all totally spot on. Like there was things that people never ever could have knew. You know, Ad as well, when we had Ad and him as well, you know. But then I've seen your ones that cold read and your ones that in a roundabout ways asking a question with a question with a question sort of thing. I seen one in a spiritualist church, and I love going to spiritualist churches for the sake of, you know, watching people and, you know, just sitting there. And this one was reading, like asking a question with a question with a question, and then saying, "Oh, but my friend is very, very skeptic, like Dan." And they'll turn around and say, "Aye, but they come out with names like, you know, does MD know a John? There's 10 million Johns across the world.
Yeah.
Is there somebody called, you know, Mary? Oh, well, Mary's a common name. You know, my friend's quite hanging. I love that whole chat because it's good to have good to have an open mind.
I get annoyed because I'll tell you now, right? I'm 53 years old.
You're not, are you?
Oh, you know, you're telling fibs. 21, come on.
Yeah. You're 17 years older than me.
Oh.
I spent a long time sitting. Well, I didn't spend a long time, but I spent time sitting in circles, development classes, going to counselling courses, bereavement classes. I spent so much time doing all of that for the churches before I would class myself properly as a medium, okay? Because there's more than just the mediumship. There's other little umbrellas that you have to look at. And then from there, I went down the paranormal pathway. But what a lot of people don't realise is there's varying levels of mediumship, okay? So you've got what I call your readers. that give messages from your loved ones that sit this side, and then you have paranormal that sits this side, which is a different pathway. And the way to do that is completely different from sitting and giving somebody a reading. Okay, so when I teach in development classes, I try and combine a bit of everything in, so people get a taster. We see what it is and what pathway they are going down, and that's where we concentrate. So when I go into these ghost hunts and I see all these mediums, now I've told Dan this, I see black smoke coming out of the mouths of liars. So when I'm fully open, I see black smoke coming out of their mouths, and I know that they're liars. And it's not just mediums, it's other people as well. And I just say, oh, damn, I just walk away from them, you know. But
We do a lot of that, you and me, don't we?
but what I find absolutely fascinating, and maybe we should talk about this, is the medium offs.
Oh, the best thing in the world.
When I say a medium
Funniest.
off, this medium will sit in a room and they go, oh, blah, 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 I feel this, I feel this, I feel this. And then this medium is sitting over here will go, well, actually, I feel this and I feel this. And then they're battling each other with what they're feeling on the ghost hunt. And I sit there and I said to Dan, this is really ridiculous. Like, none of it is actually true. Both of them lying, but one wants to be better than the other. And then you can tell when somebody's read the history and they're just relaying it verbatim, like this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen, but I'm not getting it, but I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that. You ask them, how are you feeling it? Because feeling it is not proof, it's not true. You need to be told it, or spirit give it to you, or you getting it this way. If they can't tell you that, liars. Liars. Because if they say, I don't know, well, actually, I don't know is not good enough. Because if it's a feeling, then say, you know, I'm feeling shivers, I'm feeling the sense of, you know, go into it a little bit more and describe how you're getting it. But if they just say, I'm feeling it and that's it, well, I feel that, then you're a liar.
Yeah.
There's that.
See, the thing that worries me more than anything, even more than when you go on investigations, I mean, that's fine, you know, do what you want, be who you want. You know, tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be whoever. Come out and be whoever you want to be. Yeah. That's fine. But what concerns me is when these people, these so-called mediums, and I know one particular, well, I haven't seen her for years, would go out and give readings to people. Now, what about if these people are recently bereaved? And they're giving information that's completely wrong, or just a load of old crap to somebody. I mean, they could be doing untold damage there.
Yeah.
You know, they're not considering other people's feelings, other people's emotions, and the mental state of other people. If somebody's just lost somebody, they're going to be craving answers. But the answers that they give, if you can't give them an answer, there shouldn't be any answers to give. But if the answers, I mean, I would love to speak to my mum.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline. I would love to be able to speak to my mum and my dad. But do you know what? Never a message from them. But in all the years they've been gone. But that's the way. That's the way it is. That's it, you know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know. But there are some people out there that crave it, you know, especially if they're in such a position, God forbid, you know, they've lost a child or something. You know, I mean, that poor person is then going to go to them and drink up all the crap that they're giving them. It's unethical. Is the least of the problems.
It's what as you say, Dan. It's something that you've got to consider. I mean, you know, a lot of people are like losing. Hi, Jennifer. A lot of like people are losing their children, their mum, their dads, or whatever. You don't know what mental state they're in, so you're turning around and saying them, "Oh, your mum's coming through, or your dad, or whoever." As you're saying, Dan, they're building their hopes. Who are they to build somebody's hopes up, you know? Because
so people like Jennifer's talking about ethics, okay? So on a ghost hunt, I go to investigate a building, okay? And I've gone I'm just Joe Public. I've gone to investigate a building and see if that building's ghosts will come and I can take pictures or whatever. And then you've got this medium telling me, oh, I can see your dad standing there. He's holding a book. He's telling me he loves you. That's not a ghost hunt. go to a spiritualist or go and see a medium.
You're getting a reading.
separately.
That's what. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that really,
reading.
really annoys me. Yes, the messages are there for that person, but you know what? Put a card in their hand. If they need or want that reading, they will contact you separate from the ghost hunt. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and half the time, it's a load of rubbish. Absolute load of rubbish.
And even if they got a message to you, like there was one lady who came over to me and she told me exactly who was. Don't go away, she said. I've got somebody here who wants to talk to you. It's your mother. She's telling me she comes from the seaside place. Her name's Helen. All right. Never saw this woman before in my life. But it came to the end of the evening and the medium had gone, so I didn't get the message. But my attitude is, well, I weren't really meant to get that message then, was I?
No.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm not disappointed because, you know, she's come over and given me something, which was great. I didn't get a message as such, but I did in a way. I got the message that my mum was there and she, you know, but it was great, you know, and I'm happy with that. And if you don't get anything, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Because
Do you know what another thing that really annoys me? You're going to like this one, Lois. I spent over 35 years giving free readings, never charging a penny. And if people insisted, I just used back then it was like a £5 for a packet of fags. I said, "Oh, just get me a packet of 10 fags, you know, if you want to get me something, or a cup of tea would be nice, or do you know, something like that."
Yeah.
So I used to give free readings, and then there would be these people that just suddenly turn up out of the ether, never heard of them before, charging 50 and 60 quid for half an hour reading.
Wow.
It's disgusting, you know. So I think that when you sit in circle and you first start learning, when you come out of that, you should be paying your debts to spirit by getting these free readings, by doing stuff for society and stuff, you know.
See, I've got no problem with people earning a living. You know, if it's in a way, it's a job like any other. And if they earn money at it, I've got no problem with them earning money at it. But the problem I have is when it becomes extortion and the price becomes exorbitant.
Yeah, that's Jacqueline's right.
Yes, it's absolutely right.
Bang on the money.
Yeah, exactly,
bang on the money.
I love when Stephen. Well, I've had it a couple of times. Hi Steve. I've had it a couple of times recently, right? Is when somebody says, right, I can see I can see a baby coming. You're going to have a baby. That's a bit hard because I'm sterilised. Unless of course it's going to be Mother Virgin Mary, you know, miracle. I ain't having another kid. I love that, man. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
You do get some weird ones off of some of them, though.
I know. But
you know,
Parker, what do you think about people that mimic other mediums? So the way their terminology, the way they speak, the way they hold themselves. What do you think about this mimicry? Because Dan's never seen me on platform doing that, and I think he'll be shocked when he does. But but you have, Parker. You've seen the way that I've worked.
Yeah.
So what do you think about people that mimic?
What do you mean mimic?
Copy your style.
Oh, okay.
Like I've got to copy your style, Jamie, with the sunglasses.
It's nothing.
Oh no, he's the
right?
one cool dude.
At least we have.
He's obviously getting too much money. They look like Oakleys.
They are.
Yeah, I thought they might have been. You were earning far too much money.
Rob him. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. But no, obviously I've seen Viv work, so trying to get ideas. I think people have their own routines. You know, I copying someone, like for instance in mediumship, I think it's quite hard to believe that. Why would people copy? You've got your own. You've got the goods, but then you need to find your own way to take it out of the box, if you know what I mean. I think it's quite hard because people that you know, that they say they've got it, but they're trying to mimic on other people. Do you know? Yeah. So it's not like, well, you know, we're going to get this tonight or we're going to get that tonight. Well, it's all right saying it, but can you actually trust someone they say it's a medium, because you can't, like yourself, Dan, you know, if me or Viv said to you, oh, we've got a person in the corner, well, I'm going to take a picture. So to believe there is something there, if I catch it, then you can go, well, actually, cheers, Jay, or cheers, Viv.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
You know, I think it's, like you say, a bit of telly and wannabe people that want to do it.
Mhm.
So Lois, Lois and Dan, what do you think about people on investigations that get taken over by spirit? All of a sudden, they're not mediums.
I've seen it.
All of a sudden, I don't like
Wow.
this feeling, and they burst into tears, and they get taken over by, and they have to go off.
Well,
medium.
I've stopped doing that now. So,
Yeah.
Beat
Lois,
you with a
you go
stick.
first. Lois goes first.
Oh, ladies first. Well done. You better go first. No, I mean, I used to work with one, medium, but the way she used to speak to spirit, honestly, was just really, really disgusting. It really, really was. I've not had the experience of actually seeing somebody being taken over, but I've had the experience where a spirit didn't want to speak to the medium, and I ended up I took the EVP, and I was getting merely a response. So I don't know if it was because of my good looks or if it was just because of my
It's a
mannerisms.
good look. It's a good look,
Good
Lois.
looks. Yeah.
Who's the Scottish?
Don't, because my head's getting like that. By the time I leave that show tonight, I'll be trying to get out the door. But yeah, again, that comes down to tomfoolery. Some people generally could be getting taken over, and then there's people that generally isn't, and then they'll throw themselves at the ground. Oh, spirit, put me down.
I know. Well, I'm
Also-
gonna put it out there. I don't believe in possession. Not like that. I don't think you can just get
No.
possessed like that. I think that's something that happens over a long period of time, and I think that's probably some sort of relationship that the spirit is building up with you that you don't know about, or maybe you do know about, but you want to do something about it.
And I
just
think a
don't
big-
think people get taken over at the drop of a hat like that. I do not believe that happens.
I think
I've
a big
seen
part
it
of it as
happen,
well,
and
Dan, is
Funniest thing. Sorry, Jay, go on, mate.
no, go on. I think it's the bet. I think with that situation is mental health comes into it as well.
Well, I think what it is, Jay. I think it's more a case of I want to be the light tonight. I want
Yeah.
to be the main object of people's attention.
Yeah.
And it is attention seeking, I think. I mean, I've seen it I've seen it 3 or 4 times actually. And there was one I was on, and you could quite clearly hear me when they played back the video. You could hear me go in the background. Oh, for sake! And as soon as I'd done that, the guy came out of it.
But I think also. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, go on, Lois.
Well, I think also what people have got to realise is, because the big problem right now in Facebook, and you see it in every group, it doesn't matter whose group page or anything, is that you're getting a lot of scammers coming through, and they're promising, and they're like thinging, and it's across every group, and I don't know how many amount of people, if somebody, what is it, they always start it with, like, say hi to get like a free reading and things like that, and the amount of highs that you get, and I just put in block capital scammer. I'm just like that scammer, and the amount of people that I've had message me, I feel connected to you. Right, what sort of connection? Now I had to start playing with them. I'm like, what sort of connection? And this, that, and the next thing, and always to put them off. Guaranteed, it always works. Is I always say to them, "Are you into BDSM?" The conversation gets cut straight.
Did not see you at a party last week.
So hang on, let me go and get my cat and nine tails. I'll join you.
I think the thing that blew me away once, I used to work with a girl, and I think I've told the story before, and there was a team. I worked with a team, and this girl came out of the blue from nowhere, and she was very self-promoting, she was very forceful. And before we knew where we were, she was trying to get TV deals and stuff like that for this. And we're like, well, hang on. We're just a team that are doing it in the background. We're happy doing what we're doing. We don't want to go down to the TV route. We're just happy doing what we're doing and doing it privately and putting stuff out there on YouTube for the public to sort of, to digest. Anyway, she kept on and on and on. And then she came along. I invited her to one of the investigations they did, which was a massive church out in Essex. And it's big, this church, and lots of activity in it. And at the end of the night, she was going home, and she said to me, now bear in mind, this girl had only sort of been around the paranormal for maybe a month, something like that. And on the way home, I said, yeah, be careful, take it easy going home now. It's dark, obviously it's dark, it's, be safe. And then she said, yeah, I've got to get home early, because I'm at such and such tomorrow night. And I went, are you? Yeah, so I'm giving readings. She's giving readings? Are you? I didn't know you were a medium. She went, no, I decided today that I would be a medium. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, but that was what it was. And when you're
Sorry.
gobsmacked and you think, I
Yeah.
don't really know how to answer that.
Yeah.
I've got no answer for that. And it was like, yeah, I decided this morning. It's like, what?
Yeah, but the thing is though, Dan, right, I teach people, right, and I can take, like, I run, how I run my circles is, if there's enough people, the beginners that have never experienced anything would like to, then I do more people that have something. So like Lois, because she says she's clairsentient, I would put her in a more advanced class. I wouldn't put her in a beginner's class. But these beginners that have nothing, that want to learn, by the end of about 6 weeks, they'll be experiencing something. So I believe it's something that everyone can do, even you, Dan, even to the point where I used to run transmediumship circles.
Oh, I love trans. Absolutely love trans.
Trans, as you know, not trans, but transmediumship.
Trans.
Trans. Yeah, but but you know.
90s trance music mediumship.
Well,
But when it happens and it's done correctly and in a controlled environment, it's amazing. It really is. And there are very few people out there that use it in the right way, You see frauds doing it again now for ego. It's always about the ego.
Yeah.
Look at me. But there are some very good people, and and these people that want to be mediums,
there are some great people.
It takes a long time. It takes so long.
I used to go over Boreham Wood. I did it for about 2.5 years. It was a circle, and I used to go along. And the benefit that I got from it was just listening to these people talk, because they clearly knew what they were doing. They were clearly gifted. And there was no egos, there was none of that, and it was just nice listening to people, and learning from them. Learning about how they perceive things and how they get these messages and how it varies from person to person, and depending on your personality and what have you. It's weird, but it was great. It was absolutely brilliant. So I got a lot from that, really, and I would think even if you're not psychic or you're not mediumistic at all, if you're going to go into the paranormal, it's worth doing a couple of years groundwork in that sort of environment. Yeah, because it gives you an idea then of, not that I've got no idea what these people. I mean, they told me how they're experiencing it, but unless I'm experiencing it, then I can't say how. Yeah. But at least I knew. I got an idea.
It's not just all about going into haunted houses talking to ghosts, right? Mediumship, I'll tell you what it is. It's listening. It is actually listening. It's working with your own guides and listening to what they have to say. If you can't listen to your guides, then just don't bother, because they will walk. You won't be given the gifts that you seek. You need to put the work in, and a lot of it is listening to, how can I explain it? It's philosophical stuff. They talk about mankind a lot. They talk about the earth, Mother Earth. They talk about the other world or the other dimension. They give you life lessons, and that's important before you can go off and start giving readings to these people. If you haven't got that connection with your guides, don't bother.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think you're right.
Yeah, I do.
And something else that you did as well, Viv, I think is imperative, and I think it should go hand in glove, is the counselling.
Yes.
Yeah.
The counselling.
It's important.
Because you need, if you're going to deal with people that are suffering a bereavement or what have you, then you need to know how to do it properly without causing the least amount of stress to them as you can.
Shall I tell you a story, Dan? I'll tell you a story. Well, it's not a story. It actually did happen. When I lived in London, this lady, I never met her before. She rang me up. Can I come round and have a reading? I said, okay. How much do you charge? I went, nothing. She went, you what? I said, nothing. she said, well, I won't finish work and I won't get home until this time. Can I come round at 8 o'clock? I said, it might go on for a couple of hours. I said, but yeah, if you want to come round at 8 o'clock, that's fine. So I had this stranger. She turned up at my door and welcomed her. She come in, you know. Andy made himself scarce in his garage. And the first thing I do is make them a cup of tea because I look at the leaves and stuff. And as she walked past me, I could smell cancer. I could smell it. And then I heard my guide in my ear saying, the cancer is rife. It's not long now. And I thought, what? So my counselling then kicked in because I sat her down, we did the reading, and I avoided the cancer thing completely. And my guide, I could tell him saying, yeah, he said she's riddled. She's riddled with cancer. And I thought,
Was it actually her, was it, that had it?
Well, no. I mean, at the end of the reading, at the end of the session, I did say to her, is there anything you want to particularly ask, right? And, I mean, I could smell it oozing off. It was getting stronger and stronger. It's quite sickly, actually. And she turned around, she said, yes, she said, my mum's close to death. She's in a hospice and she's riddled with cancer. And I thought... I felt relief. I felt sadness, but I felt relief because then I could now talk about the cancer.
Yeah.
Because then I said to her, actually, when you walked in, I could smell this. I couldn't say anything. I'm told that she's riddled with cancer. And I immediately thought, because it's with me, you've got cancer. But it's not her. It was her mother.
Her mum.
And then it all came through. Like there was a couple of gentlemen with her, and they were waiting for her to pick her up and see her safely over. She won't be on her own, and all that sort of thing. But you know, somebody without that training, if somebody of you or anybody in your family got cancer, just blurt it out like that.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
No.
You cannot do that.
I think sometimes, see, when giving messages, right? I think
Hi, Scott.
hi, Scott. I think there's ways of saying things. Recently, I seen on a page they were talking about one in particular medium, and the way that I watched the video. If it's actually still on the page, if it's not been taken down my Facebook, I'll send you it, Viv. And the way this guy was conducting himself, like it was like sort of people were asking him questions, and I think it was somebody had asked about the stillborn or whatever, and the way he answered that, I was disgusted. I was absolutely mortified. It was oh yeah, you know, no, and just these whole faces with these whole mannerisms, and this is supposed to be a famous medium.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'll put that in this thing.
In the bracket.
And you know what? I think doing the counselling courses alongside it is important. And I'll tell you for why. I dealt with a client that came to me by word of mouth. And I had to she wanted a reading. Her mum was severely attacked and killed, okay?
Oh my God.
And she was going through a high court case in London, at the Old Bailey, this went. And I was called because she wanted a reading from her mother. She wanted to get in contact with her mother. She was star witness in this murder trial. And all I did was go over there and sit. I had a cup of tea with her, sit and listen. So not go into mediumship, just sit and listen and let her offload. And, you know, she was living in the house where the murder took place. So there was another thing going on there anyway, you know, on top of it. But to sit and listen and know when mediumship is right and when you're just there to sit and listen. The fact that I was an outsider and she was able to offload, it did help. You know, she never, and even after the court case, she never ever got that reading. But we remained really good friends because it saw her through such a bad time in her life.
They wanted somebody to listen.
To talk,
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what it is, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's knowing when actually, yes, this person does something like that. It's knowing this person needs the reading and knowing when to just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
It's part of your counselling, you know.
See, this is why I'm so looking forward to doing my counselling course in August.
Yes,
Because
do it.
we've basically been told we have to do like a journal, because a lot of it is going to be self-awareness. So you've got to hear that quite a lot. So it's about obviously keeping a journal and reflecting on our thoughts or feelings. And do you know what? I kind of what Ad said the last time that I spoke to Ad.
John.
All
Right, John.
Has to
Hi,
get his
John.
face in.
Good
Papa.
evening. So yeah, so it will be, and I think as well as that'll help me spiritually on the other side as well to grow.
Yeah.
So quite
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Definitely do it.
It's about
By
it's
the way,
empathy, isn't it?
He's been naughty today. He's been
No, he
eating
hasn't.
he's been eating
Oh.
house plants and being sick in the house. my friend bought me some flowers, and then he decided he was going to eat the leaves.
He didn't like it.
He's in my bad books.
Good lad.
You come on one day and he'd have it rolled up. He was smoking it in the corner.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, bud.
Look, he's turned his back on you now. You've upset him.
Yeah, let him look out the window. He's
Oh.
naughty.
He's not naughty.
He
Bless
is.
him.
Oh. So
Yeah.
Where's
yeah.
my girl? Is she there? You never see my girl there, do you?
Well, she's got
He
a
does.
man downstairs.
Hello. Hello. There you are. There you are.
The wee man.
No, she's got a man downstairs, Andy. So
Oh,
we'll see her
there
up
you
there.
go. There's her dad's downstairs. No wonder she won't come out. She won't leave him.
No, I've got a pure white cat called Sophie.
Oh, she's cute.
Oh,
And
bless.
she's got one blue eye and one green eye, and she loves a man.
It's like David
basically.
Bowie, isn't she? Beautiful. She's beautiful. She's so cute.
Oh, so Viv, do you do your classes online or do you just do them privately?
I had
phone.
done them online.
Uh-huh.
I have done them online, but I used to do them all personally.
Ah.
Personally's better, but I can do them online. I stopped doing the classes because I wanted a rest from them.
Yeah, I
wanted
can
to
understand that.
because then it gets too much. People want too much of you. And I said to Dan, I wanted to concentrate on other things and other projects. And from that, I got all the Paracons. I speak at all the Paracons. The last one in March.
It was America, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've done 2 places in America. I've done Holland. And Dan and I keep getting invited here, there, and everywhere. We're supposed to be going to California, but we're putting that off until next year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But I can't be everywhere all of the time and do it because it takes a lot of preparation doing the classes, and I also get people to work with tools. So it's not just mediumship. I give them the experience of everything to see if when I say the psychic level, I mean using tools or proper mediumship is their pathway. Because some people they haven't got the patience to put all the work in, so the psychic level is better for them.
I must admit, I can't get my head round the whole pendulum thing. I wouldn't know what to do. You would give me and I find it quite. Yeah.
Let me tell you quickly how the pendulum works. So, whether you use a pendulum or the Y rods, I've got some Y rods somewhere, or the L rods, those ones with the handles that you hold and they spin round.
Yeah.
So what happens is you ask it immediately to show you a yes or a no, whichever one you go first. Your brain. And it's the back part of your brain that you don't normally use. So when you open up to do mediumship, it's this part of the brain that you're accessing. And that sends pulses down your arm or down both arms, depending on what you're using. And it's you that moves it. It's not spirit that does it. It's you that does it. So when you could ask, is spirit closed? And this is something that you don't know that you're doing. It's this subconscious mind that does it. And that's how that works. It's got nothing to do with spirit. It's you connecting with the piece and asking your subconscious mind to, whether you're
Oh,
dowsing
wow.
for water or, you know, I've given workshops on pendulums, but people don't want to go into the you know, the dynamics of how it works. So it's
Yeah.
Well, I
just
love
easier
them.
to it's
Yeah.
easier
I
to
love them.
it's
Dowsing
easier
rods, brilliant.
it's easier to say that the spirit's moving it, you know. So that's what they want to believe. Let them believe that. But
Yeah.
so it's just getting to grips. And you know what? They're so direct and it works.
It does
The
work.
questions you don't
Definitely
have
works.
to use fancy crystals and things like
No.
that in your dowsing. You can use your shoe.
Seriously?
Yeah, you can
Oh,
hold it by the
wow.
lace. Hold it by the lace. The shoe's dangling. You like, you know, or you can use your handbag for dowsing.
Oh, I never even knew that.
So when you go into the supermarket and you're looking in the freezer, oh, shall I have chicken burgers or beef burgers tonight? Get your handbag to do a bit of dowsing in the freezer. Seriously.
Stop
I
lifting.
think if I took off my 10.5 sizey feet, they'll feel too shocked with my feet.
Use your handbag. Use your handbag.
I just like put it in the middle, right? On you go. What am I having?
Yeah. Can you show me a
No.
yes? Yeah. No, seriously, it works. Honestly, it works. You
Is
can
there
actually use your body.
You
Yes.
can. I know a very funny story.
Go on, Dan. Go on.
Set
Viv
him off
knows
now.
the story as well. Two people that are well known. I'm not sure I should be saying it. Two people that are very well known in the paranormal world, celebrities, as it were, did one of these body pendulum ones. So the medium pushed it stood there, and the person when they were using the human pendulum, and it was swinging both ways. And if the body went one way, the guy would catch it. If it went the other way, the medium would catch it. It was on stage in front of a load of people.
He's lost it already.
The medium looked, something had happened. The medium looked to the left. The next thing you know, the person got over and broke their arm.
Right now, human
I'm
pendulums.
so sorry. It's just that the medium's gone, what? Crash.
Human pendulums are a load of rubbish. Honestly, what a load of rubbish. It's not going to tell you anything about spirit, because if you try this at home, right? You stand still, keep your eyes shut, stand still, and try and keep your body still. Naturally, you start swaying.
Your body's
and
trying to
moving.
find its centre of gravity.
Yeah.
It always does. Yeah.
And
Not
you
breaking
know,
your arm.
yeah,
Very
you can't. But no, it's just
The four of us should not be together.
Oh, tell you what.
I'm dreading our first ghost hunt, just the four of us together. That is
Oh.
Lois, when we meet up with these two, God.
Oh, it's going to be fun, though, isn't it? Without doing human pendulum.
You could break your arm. You've had so many broken arms.
Nobody catch me, mate.
Jamie, you're going in the middle.
I probably would.
So
that was me gutted there, because I thought it was my chance to catch Stan in my arms.
Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord.
You've got such a wicked sense of humour, Dan.
I know. When I heard it, everybody was like, no. And I'm like, ah!
I would be as well. I'd be like, oh, dear.
I'll tell you. Some of the things that happen.
So, mediumship, Jamie, what are your all-round thoughts about him?
I don't know, really. Being put on the spot.
It was definitely oh no, Jennifer.
Out.
Yeah.
Or words to that effect, Jennifer. It was words to that effect.
I don't know. You put me on the spot now.
You're a medium. Is it useful? Is it hard work? Is it something that you wish you never had? Is it something that you find fascinating and love working with
No,
spirit?
it's
On a
it is
general-
fascinating. I still disbelieve that I've got it. Just the sheer fact that a lot of people are jealous. You know, like I
There
keep
is.
saying, you know, like I said to you, I don't think and you've told me plenty of times, just shut up. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
I say, Parker, shut up.
Shut up, you know.
Shut
But I think it's like you said before, it's you got to trust your instincts as well. You know, I'm not going to go out and say, oh, this is this, this is that, because I know it's not true. I'm not going to lie. If I pick up something, like for instance, when I was on the phone to you a couple of months ago, I got your on-call. I'm not gonna sit back and go, actually, I'm not going to tell you that. It's, you know, it wasn't. It just come. You know what I mean? We was talking about something, and I was like, hang on a minute, Viv. And he was like, oh, what have you got? You know, so, and that's when I started believing myself that it is hard work. I do get told off a hell of a lot of time because I don't spend a lot of time doing it. You know, sometimes I do, but then it's only for half hour, 50. It's not, you know, so I've got to put more time in, and it is hard work. When you come off an investigation, like the one we did in October last year, I was absolutely done in. You know, and that was probably the first time.
Is that showman? Show must go on. sorry. I couldn't help that. I got my Queen t-shirt on, you see.
Oh,
Quality.
But no, I think it's it is hard work. It just suck out your energy, you know. But like you said, there's always room for improvement. That's why I won't go to church, because I don't think I'm to that standard where I can give someone a message like at church, at platform.
I've heard some right rubbish in them churches, mate.
Yeah,
I've heard some great stuff. But
I've had some great stuff, but I've always had some toot. Like, you know, it's but no, it's you got to believe in yourself before you can say that you are, and you see stuff, and you know, I've heard that, you know, or I can smell stuff. Now I've started to see colours as well.
Good.
And that only happened a few nights back. But yeah, colours have started to come towards me now.
You need those drops in your eyes like I had the other week.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't.
Parrot,
you know,
it was a pigeon.
Like we've all said about it, people say, yeah, I'm a medium on this, but I disbelieved it for quite a long time. Oh, did I actually see that? Or did I hear that? Or did I smell that? You know, so put it in that respect that people will be as much good as a medium, but always can be a bad medium, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna do an experiment with Dan, because Dan doesn't get anything right. So I'm gonna start working with Dan and film it for Striking Midnight. So it's gonna be a time lapse thing.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be interesting. It's a good experiment actually. That we're gonna do, but Dan doesn't know anything about this yet.
I'm not medium. I mean, I always say, like, you know, I've seen what I believe to have been a fair few spirits over the year. Well, I've seen probably about 5 or 6, maybe 5, and one of them was a little bit. The jury was out, I think. But I don't think that that it's a gift I've got. I think it's something that anybody can see.
Yeah,
the right
everyone
time,
everyone can do it.
Anybody can tune in and see something at the right time, or you know, and it's probably dependent on whether they want you to see them. I'm guessing some of the time as well. Yeah. You know, it's just. But I wouldn't say there's nothing special for me. I'd just say that's just what generally people can see, and you know.
You wait.
It's interesting.
It's going to scare the ghoulies out of you, mate.
You wait.
But,
what about you, Lois? I mean, you sit in circle. How has it been going? How's the progression going?
You know, like yourself, Barry John's taking a break, but when I was doing it, you know, it was like it could be quite overwhelming at times, and you can come off really, really tired. I find my problem is that sometimes it's when I'm in crowds, that's when it hits the most, because I'm picking up everybody's emotions at once.
Yeah.
So it almost feels on top of my bipolar like that, I'm feeling everybody else's emotions. So it's that kind of way sometimes where I need to shut off. And
Yeah.
then there's some times that I mean, I give everybody the respect to their privacy, right? So if people tell me that they're fine, but I know that there's really something wrong, I don't like let on in that. That's their privacy. You
Yeah.
know, that's their time to, you know, reflect and things like that. But it can, I mean, it has its advantages and it has its disadvantages, and sometimes like the disadvantages is, and I don't know if you guys find the same, Viv, Parker, but when you're watching something, right? No, I'm never ever an emotional person, ever, right?
Oh,
No,
that's
I'm not.
hard.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
yeah.
if
Over
if
something little.
but I'm finding more and more, and I don't know if it's the more open that I'm getting, the more emotional I'm becoming. But I could watch something. Prime example. Adams. I don't know if anybody's watched the Adams Project. It was on Netflix. It was with the guy that played Deadpool, and there's a bit at the end where like there's an emotional bit, and now where I would usually be like, that's fine. I started crying, and I didn't
Yeah.
know what I was crying for.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, that's where I'm finding the more that I'm opening, the more I'm becoming emotional to things, and I'm like, no, that's feeling. I don't like that. I don't like emotion.
But that's good.
you know-
That's empathy, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
empathy. That's good.
I cry at everything. I cry like if I was to see Dan holding hands with Hazel, for example, walking down the street, I'd go, "Oh, that's lovely," and then I'd start crying.
You
when
go,
I see
poor
two-
Hazel.
And then when I see two old people, you know, you get pensioners,
Me and
and you
Hazel
see them
again.
and you see them holding hands. It's really lovely, and I'll be crying. Oh, that's so lovely. And I cry. I can't watch this anymore. And it's one of my most favourite films. Is that Pig That Talks, Babe?
Babe.
Oh, babe, yeah, I like
Oh,
my
it's a good
God,
film, that.
yeah.
Great.
So when
Yeah,
the
it's
when
great
the
film.
farmer pats the pig at the end, pig's head at the end, and says,
Yeah.
"That'll do, little pig. That'll do." I'm not in full floods by then, and it's not even sad. So
No.
Yeah.
All I'm
I
thinking is Park, and I'll do the bacon roll.
is it?
Oh,
But it's just,
A bit of
but
scratching.
but you said, Dan, it's I'll give you scratching. It's just empathy, though, isn't it? It's just
it is
having that
empathy, and without
And I
that,
think,
it's dangerous. If you haven't got empathy, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
think women are more prone to it than men, though. I think there's something inbuilt in us as women that we can attune to it a lot easier than a man.
I think
can.
men are
That's
probably
called
just as
arseholes.
bad, but men are very reluctant to let on. What was that? I think men are very reluctant to let on. I think,
Oh,
to be
God,
honest, 'cause I
Jamie,
can get
you
quite
are
emotional
terrible.
over things.
Hi, Carl.
Hi,
Carl.
Hope you're well.
Hope you're doing good, buddy.
I think men. I mean, some men are more deeper. You get your men that are so deep, anyway, or deeper. You could throw 20 pence in, you'll never get it back out. And then
Yeah.
you've got
Hi,
your
Kelly.
really
Hi, Kelly.
Kelly. Then I've got your really like emotional men, and sometimes I don't know what to do when men greet. Usually you would go, you know, here, oh, you're okay. With me, I look like a rabbit caught in headlights when they start crying. I just don't know what to do. It's like kind of way,
Yeah.
what do I do? You know,
I see Dan crying once, and I just couldn't stop laughing at him, and then
Yeah.
tears turned to laughter. So I said, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "I don't fucking know." It's
Kids are what anything to do with kids that makes me cry.
Yeah.
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 That really hurts me. Anything to do
Or
with children.
animals.
Or animals.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
big for me.
absolutely. Anything that's innocent and can't really protect itself.
This animal is naughty. Has no sympathy
No, he's
today.
not. He's lovely.
He's a lad. He's all right.
No,
he's
he's not.
Oh,
He's eating
He's a
plants.
sweetheart. He's a real sweetheart.
He's a lovely cat.
He do like his catnip as well.
He does like a bit of catnip,
He do like his catnip.
and he's quite a big cat. He's not a small cat, but
No, he's
everyone
not.
says to me he's quite a big cat, and I don't see it. He's just a normal sized cat.
Yeah, he's a normal fat cat.
He's big though. I think he's big.
He is. Yeah, he's big.
He's lovely.
He's a big cat.
Lovely though. That's because you're with him all the time, Viv. You don't notice it, do you?
No.
And as well, like as a medium, I feel very.
Well, he's a
drawn
medium.
to this cat.
Or a meowdium.
Meowdium.
Meow,
I feel
meow.
very-
Meowdium.
I feel very drawn to him. Like he'll sit and this is something else that is not used quite a lot. It's like mediumship with animals, like and healing with animals. Like I will sit with him and he'll stare with me, clean in the face, and I'll have a conversation with him, and as though he's answering me. And sometimes I question it, because I'm not an animal medium, and it's like I know what he's thinking. I know what he's going to do.
Food.
Well,
Yeah, food and toilet. But that's the thing is as well with the animals is it's I don't know. It's such a special bond with animals, isn't it?
and every
Most of the
time
people I've met, I don't really I'll get on with them, but most of the people I met, I couldn't give. Well, doesn't fuss me. But every animal I fell in love with.
But every time I do a live, Dan, he has to sit here and he has to appear.
Yeah.
That's something that he's. I mean, it's not that he's around me.
No.
It's something about
He's
being a
already done.
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He likes
I absolutely. Sorry, when you go, Viv.
It's 5 minutes of fame, Cat. That one.
I absolutely love tigers. I'm absolutely crazy about tigers. Honestly, oh, that's like my
do you wanna
spirit
see-
animal.
Do you want to see my drawing, my painting?
Oh, please.
Not a bloody tiger again. It's good, isn't it?
Oh wow! Did you do that, Viv?
I did that. Yeah.
She brought it.
Oh my god!
I didn't
Yeah.
buy it. I'm doing an eye for every one of my kids for their favourite animals, and I'm doing one for Dan. Dan's getting a wolf.
Oh,
He's getting a wolf with the reflection of the wolf in its eye. So
oh wow!
yeah, I'm in the middle of doing my son's ostrich. Ostriches are really hard to paint. Trust me.
I must admit, I'm not an ostrich fan.
Oh, they're bastards.
Yeah.
They're pure bastards. Like
They're
you're feeding them and
Proper
next thing
nasty.
Yeah.
They're not sort of
We have Kelly.
heavenly animals, are they? I think they were the spawn of the devil, the ostrich.
No, they're funny. Rhea's the worst. Rhea's they're like an emu type thing. They're horrible.
Yeah.
South American. They're horrible.
Humans are horrible as well.
Oh, humans are the worst. There's a lot of humans that are great. There's a lot of humans that most.
Oh yeah,
humans
I'm not
are great,
saying that. Yeah.
but a lot of them are arses. But most of the human race are decent people.
You know what I say about humans, Dan? I can't repeat it on
Yeah.
here because it's too rude.
Tell her when we go off.
Use discretion.
Yeah, I'll tell you when we come off air, Lois.
Right.
I'll translate it to you, Lois.
You look after me, Parker.
I'll look after you.
We're gonna have to watch these kids, Dan. They're playing up already.
I know. Oh, is it time for the Jar of Doom?
Oh, Jar of Doom.
Yeah.
Jar of Doom.
Give it a shake. I'm giving it a shake.
Stop.
Jar of Doom.
Lois, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
God, it's that one. Hang on.
I bet, see if this is one of the ones that you wrote down earlier on it, I will die off. I will piss myself laughing. Crisis.
Oh,
Next week.
Oh.
Crisis.
that's me
apparition.
hopping on 1 foot outside the toilets when the kid's in there. Christ, apparition.
Oh, so that'd be a good one to do next week.
That is interesting. That's interesting. Jamie, are you otherwise engaged next? Are you on duty next week or?
No, I'm off.
Cool.
So
Hey.
I've got my 7 days off because I've done 7 nights on the trot. So I get 7 days off. Monday. I'm
Blimey,
working.
that must have been some heavy going, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought the first 3. Well, the first 3 were the hardest because we had issues. Then you had just getting used to it, and then Friday went really quick. Saturday went really quick. Sunday was I had nothing to do. It was a blitz. I still had to do my duties, but it just went really quick because you knew on the Monday morning you're going out there and you're not coming back for 7 days. So
Yeah.
it was all right. It was
Bloody hard work, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I've
7
got
nights on the
next
trot.
week I'm on 6 days straight next week.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. You
So
make sure you get
also-
your rest.
Yeah.
Also, we've got our guest on Simply Spooky tomorrow night will be David Young, a ufologist,
That'd be interesting.
nice guy.
All round nice guy.
He's
Sounds
lovely,
like
and
a
he's
good
Lovely
show.
man.
and he's also going to see the Elvis film, so we could get him to review it if you want.
Oh, is he really?
Oh,
He's a big Elvis fanatic. I even went over to Graceland's, so we can ask him anything.
What's
and
that?
everything.
Memphis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's we've got him tomorrow night. And also this week we have a new show coming to Simply Spooky. So all yet to be revealed later on. But if you head over to the Simply Spooky page on Facebook, there'll be news and details of that on there.
Good.
When it last Sunday.
Well, I think it was supposed to have been last Sunday, but such a
Lois was
An
sitting
idiot,
there
I am.
going. Lois was like that, tapping to Viv and Dan, and then thinking to herself, "When it's the show next Sunday," and then when Viv said, and I was like that. Oh, it's my mistake. And then Viv was like, no, the show was meant to be Sunday.
Was that?
Lois, remind me to give you my telephone number and everything. So
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, good.
So shall we wrap this one up early, or do you want to go
Yeah.
on? Because we've got some stuff to do in the background. I think we've got lots coming up. We'll also, Dan and I are discussing a new venture that will start from September onwards. So that is going to be nice and fascinating. We're going to get out and about investigating, and we're starting up a new paranormal team. So Lois and Parker, automatically you are part of our team. But there's going to be more stuff.
Even though you don't want to be, you are.
You are.
And our medium for the team is going to be Ad, and he doesn't know either yet. We've adopted Ad.
Oh, there you go. Right, Ad, then.
Definitely Ad.
There you go. Cool.
So anything else, Dan, you want to say?
No, was there anything I wanted to say?
Oh, Daniel, have you done the editing for the last Striking Midnight?
I haven't, and the reason I haven't is because I've been doing endangered species licensing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, sorry.
So I've been doing all that for the last week and a half or so, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely shattering me.
Is it going all right?
So I'm getting there. I've got probably, I don't know, 60 or 70 more zoos that I've got to deal with.
Wow.
But it'll be all right. It'll be good.
Yeah, mate.
Once it's done, it's
Some
done.
money in your back bin, innit? So
Yeah. It's enjoyable. It's just heavy going. It's cross-reference and stuff, and it's just making sure that the genetics and the bloodlines aren't too close together. So if they want you to breed them for any particular purpose,
right,
you're not crossbreeding with their own bloodline.
Right, okay.
But yeah, but
That's quite interesting.
What else was I to talk? It was something to mention. No, I can't. If there was, it's gone.
Anything you want to say, Lois, before we go?
No, not at all. It's been a pleasure as always.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh,
Welcome to the team, Lois.
yes,
Thank you very much.
we have you now. There's no going away.
Dan, you do realise this means that I get to stalk you 24/7. Woohoo!
What crack on? It was like, do you remember? Who remembers the League of Gentlemen?
I.
Do you remember Royston Vasey?
Uh-huh.
You're my wife now, Dave.
God. Do you know who you reminded me of then when you did that?
No, you're going.
Some
You're my
weirdo.
wife now. Then what?
It reminded me of the Penguin in Batman.
Batman, yeah.
Oh yeah. Or as Fox likes to call me, Fat Man.
No,
No,
He
that's
thinks
it's
hilarious.
not nice.
no.
That's both
No.
man, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, we've done that one. We've done that one. If
So
anyone
that's it. Anything you want to say, Jay?
No, mate, no, I'm all good.
if they want to catch up, we are on YouTube, so you
Plus
can.
one.
And this is going directly to YouTube. So if you do want to catch up, you can find us Simply Spooky. There is a woman on there called Simply Spooky. Keep scrolling down. You'll find us we are on YouTube. So if you want to catch up there, or you can watch us back on Facebook on the Things Network.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if you feel that way inclined.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can subscribe there, and if you can't see us on Facebook, you can subscribe
there
on
is
YouTube.
one thing I want to say to Kelly Elliott. Kelly, we do need to catch up and go for a
Yes.
coffee very, very soon.
Yes.
Definitely, Kelly, definitely. And I need to see those little birds of yours, those little baby birds. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, wow.
Dan says Gary says once is enough. I don't blame him.
What's more than enough, Gary?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we'll do that, Kelly. Definitely.
Excellent, Kelly.
Right, let's end it here, and hope you have a good rest of your week. Stay safe if you're investigating.
Yep.
And we will speak to you soon. Take care, everyone.
Be good to each other. Bye, guys. Love